no.
Ocho Cinco, was he a quarterback?
Your ass better call somebody.
He's gone for the touchdown. Caldwell Pope. How about that one, baby?
It's Sports Entertainment today.
How did he win this game?
I hope this is bleach.
Take the hoop out of the playbook, please.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the College Football Weekly Matchup, Week 4. We just had a good Week 3. Alabama, Florida did just play. Bryson and Josh's two teams. Bryson, what's your thoughts on the game and how you doing this week?
Thank you for asking. I'm doing wonderful. To be honest with you, this whole weekend kind of blew me by surprise. A whole lot closer games than I expected. You know, the Alabama-Florida game, 31-29. Maybe if we didn't make that extra point, it might have been a different game. Bryce Young did his thing. Emory Jones, he struggled, but Mullen said Anthony Richardson was only going to come in for emergency. Still dealing with that hamstring, so we'll see what happens next week when we play Tennessee.
Do you think y'all would have won the game with Anthony Richardson?
I think it'd be a different outcome. Maybe, like I said, I don't know really, but I honestly believe maybe. I don't know.
And we'll see. We got to see what that Alabama run defense. It could have been, Alabama run defense did struggle a little bit. Josh, what's your thoughts on the game and how you doing this week?
I'm doing good this week. Okay, I'm doing better. I was sick last night. Went to the doctor, got the COVID test.
Gotcha.
Made sure I didn't have COVID, and then got some antibiotics for sinus infection. So I'm doing all right. My thoughts on the game is thank God for the first quarter for Alabama because they got outplayed and outmanned for 3 quarters. And I also believe that Emory Jones played so well because he wasn't looking over his shoulder. Yep. Waiting for Richardson to come in. He was able to play without any kind of, worry about somebody else coming in. I knew this game was going to be close. Nick Saban's been warning us since week 1 about the intensity of his team and how they're not playing 4 quarters of football. They jumped up 21-3, and they thought it was money in the bag. And Florida didn't go away. You got to give props to Florida. They executed well. They ran the ball very well. They stopped the run good. Alabama's got a lot to work on before they play Ole Miss next week.
Ole Miss. Oh, no. Is Ole Miss still good? I didn't even think Ole Miss was good anymore.
Yeah, Ole Miss is real good. In fact, they got a quarterback, I think, who will win the Heisman Trophy.
Who is that? Who's their quarterback now?
Matt Corral.
Oh, Corral. That's right. I know they used to have that was one that used to have old Plumlee, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember now. Okay.
They still got Plumlee on
the bench.
Yep.
Yeah, that was me and Bryson's favorite player for a little while. All right, so Bryson, you had a rough week. You went 1-5. You're 4-8 on the season. Preston was 2-4, and he's 9-15 on the season. Josh, another good week, 4-2, and you're 12-12. You're 500 on the season in college football. You also went 4-2 in the NFL. Josh is beating up on us in the picks. Bryson, overall, what's your thoughts? Going 1-5.
Like I said, I'm very surprised. The Penn State Auburn game, I really thought Penn State was going to, blow them out the water, in my opinion. Same thing with Virginia Tech. Virginia. At halftime they were leading, and after half, I don't know what happened. Like I said, North Carolina blew them out the water. I very very surprised on how close the games were, and very surprised about the Alabama-Florida game. I honestly thought Alabama was going to come, win by 2 or 3 touchdowns, but, closer than I thought. So,
Josh, any thoughts on your, picks before we get started?
Yeah. Let's see what I got wrong. Was Boise State down there on the blue field losing to Oklahoma State, but Boise State got robbed. I don't know.
Game.
And they got robbed. There was a fumble, scoop and score, but they blew it dead. And then they reviewed it, and he fumbled it. Now, the referees know better than to blow that play dead and just let it play out.
That's crazy.
Yep, and it was a scoop and score, and that would have put Boise State up, but enough for me to cover the pick that I put.
Yeah, that was a late game. I think I was almost falling asleep during that game. I was laying down. I remember, but
correct. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying I was watching it, and that really made me mad, and really surprised in Minnesota shutting out Colorado 35-0.
Yeah. Bryson, what'd you say?
Talk about with the referees with that Boise State game. there's a Penn. I want to say it was a Penn State game when
Yeah,
they
it
punted
was.
on third down.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
Josh was talking about it
I'm
yesterday.
like, like, come on, but whatever, rig paid off. Who knows?
So here we go. The third down punt at Auburn at Penn State, the targeting against Auburn in the Penn State game, the safety that got taken away from Auburn in the Penn State game, the clock operator in Gainesville.
Good God. Good God.
And the clock operator is a referee, right? It's not like a home.
I'll say, I still think there was more time on that clock. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. And I'm sorry to say that. And I know it was in Florida or whatever, but I still don't understand because my buddy, he's like, how much time's on the clock? He just got in. I said like 2, so I thought it was like 2 minutes, which the clock was running, but I thought it was at least 2 minutes. And it said like 104 or something. And I was mind blown. I mean, I didn't understand that.
Well, I kept up with it. When they said we're keeping up with it on the field, I kept up with it in my living room. Mm-hmm. And like Florida didn't use any timeouts and the clock stopped twice. That was what was confusing to me because they couldn't get the clock right. And then they kept showing the clock on the screen and I'm sitting there, stop showing us that clock because it's not working. Yeah. So I kept it up with my phone and they were about right. It was probably 4 or 5 seconds off from what I had on my phone. Okay. But I wasn't the referee on the field.
I got you.
With the clock.
Yeah, I mean, I figured it was probably right. It was just if that was my team, I'd be pretty mad. Either one on either side, I'd be mad at TV right now.
Yeah, but Nick Saban has more issues to worry about than that clock.
But we're going to talk a little bit about that game and talk a little bit about a couple more, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the player of the week and stuff. But what overall, Bryson? What do you think the overall deciding factor was in that game? Like as far as being the better team there, or what do you think the deciding factor was?
Well, they came out in the first quarter, 21 answer points. I was like, oh God, I thought this game, what I predicted, blew it out the water. But like Josh said, after looking back at it, Emory did play pretty well. He'd have to worry about Anthony Richardson. I gotta say, it's Alabama. I don't know that they're always down. It's always a battle, but I think I could say this with confidence. I know I went 1-5 this week, but Josh, I think we're going to see each other in December.
I'm pretty confident too. If Georgia had a confident offense, and I really think this, and I know y'all say I'm not a college guy, but I really think Georgia is the better team in my opinion. Georgia should be the best team in college football, and Georgia, barring the coach, I know they got the great Nick Saban, and they got probably a better offense, but I really think Georgia is the better team this year and should go. But Josh, what's your thoughts?
All right, so last year, arguably the best team that Alabama's fielded ever, and Florida came within 6. Okay, Florida is not no pushover, and a lot of people don't like to give Dan Mullen credit, but he's a good coach. The problem with Georgia is they always choke up when they ain't supposed to, and also they let up some pretty big plays against South Carolina that I didn't expect. But there was 2 deciding factors in that game to me. One was on 3rd and goal when Bryce Young could have ran the freaking ball in. Instead, he tried to force it to the tight end, and the tight end cutting across the field tipped the ball, and our tight end caught it in the back of the end zone wide open. He could have ran that in and scored a touchdown. We would have got 4 more points instead of the 3. And then on 4th and goal, when we were going to go for it, and we couldn't get our offensive line to freaking coordinate with each other, and we got a false start, and we settled for the field goal. If we would have not got that false start and they would have stopped us, they would have beat us. Yeah. They would have stopped us on that 4th down. They would have beat us. They forced us into a field goal, or we forced ourselves into a field goal try from the false start, and I think that's what saved it. I mean, the game was 2 points.
And what I love – Go ahead, Bryce.
How Josh was talking about, teammates talking, communicating. I think it was Florida was going for the extra 2 points. Emory Jones and I think it was Damian Pierce in the backfield. They were trying to do a read option, and they literally held the ball and walked to the goal line together. Like, you can ask Chris. I was living. Like, you got to be able to read that. Either you're going to take it or you're going to hand it off. I mean, it's simple. Y'all playing. Okay, on to the next. Sorry.
And I know you was mad about the last play too. I mean, how do you not throw the ball in the air? You got to put it up.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's what I was saying.
I mean, so you ain't Mike Vick, okay? You ain't St. Madden 07. You can't run like him.
And then another game I want to say real quick is Auburn on 4th and goal with the fade route against Big Ten's probably best cornerback. And they're going to throw the fade route in the end zone on 4th and goal at the end of the game.
And where, a little off topic, but, one thing I would say I love about, Saban is, what were they up 14-0 or something? He's still over there yelling on the sideline, throwing stuff.
That's a good
he's
coach.
Still,
That's
why I like the emotion. That's one thing I didn't like about Mark Richt, because I didn't like the, he'd be there with a straight face. That could be up, that could be down. He just didn't show enough emotion to me.
Hey, real quick, one quick story. Alabama's up 53-6 over, I want to say, New Mexico State. And AJ McCarron's the quarterback. And it's in the early in the third quarter, and it's 53-6 or something like that. And Nick Saban goes off on AJ McCarron and whoops his ass on the sideline in front of God and everybody, talking, wow, like whooped his ass. It was funny as shit. But yeah, Nick Saban don't never let up. It could be 60-0 over anybody, and he's not gonna.
Yeah, no.
That's right. All gas, no brakes. That should be every coach,
Yeah,
mindset.
Kirby's got some of that in him too, but he's just not of them in-game decisions or sometimes kind of tough.
But what Georgia has going for him is they got Will Muschamp now, and he's not just an analyst. He's actually an on-the-field coach now because Scott Cochran left for medical reasons, and they got Will Muschamp down there, and he probably has more to do with the defense than what you think. Yeah. He's a special teams coordinator. He probably has a lot to do with it.
I know it's week 4, man, but if it's either for Georgia, it's either championship or bust. I'm sorry. It's probably going to be bust, but it's either championship or bust. It's got to be. It's got to be. They just got too much talent. But, anything else? I know on the Penn State-Auburn game, 28-20, Penn State won. Do y'all have anything else on that? Do y'all want to talk about that, or y'all want to just go on?
No, the whiteout's not as electrifying as they think it is.
That's what I was going to say. Like I said, I was very surprised how close the game was, really. Like I said, I think I predicted them by 2 or 3 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns. Like I said, I'm just surprised how close Auburn kept it in.
Yeah, I just wanted Auburn to lose personally. I mean, I thought it'd be a close game. I just wanted Auburn to lose. But go to a little bit of the next topic. I know they didn't play anybody, but they are looking pretty good in my, over the last couple of weeks. What's y'all thoughts on Michigan? Michigan, coming up this year with everybody losing. What's your thoughts on them, Josh? Do you think they're the real deal?
Man, they've looked like the real deal the past 3 or 4 seasons up until the end. But the way that they're shutting people down and the way they're scoring, it hadn't been like it is in years past. I think something is a little different up there in Ann Arbor. I do think that Ohio State needs to be on red alert if they want to keep that streak alive of beating Michigan, because that university up north is definitely going to be looking to beat them this year, and I think they have a good chance. I think Michigan is.
I think so too. Bryson, I know we haven't seen much of the Michigan too much. We haven't watched any Michigan games, but just looking at them, looking at different things, and what's your thoughts on them?
They usually start off pretty strong each year, and so far it looks like they are pedal to the metal. Like Josh said, I think the Ohio State Michigan game is going to be a good one this year.
Yeah, I mean personally, who's going to be favored in that game? Really, it could be honestly, and depending on, I don't know Michigan's schedule too much more after Ohio State. It could really honestly could be a pick 'em. I would think Ohio State's going to be favored by 3 or so, but it could honestly be a pick 'em.
If Michigan stays undefeated and Ohio State doesn't lose another game, Ohio State will be favored probably between 3 and 7 points. Yeah. But if Michigan loses a game, it may be they may be a bigger dog than that.
Gotcha. Well, is there any other games on the weekend do y'all want to talk about? I know there's a few more games. Is there any other games we want to talk about? I know this week there's a lot of good games, not many I would say top tier teams, but there is some close games I think there's going to be. But
I like to touch on Michigan State. Going down there in Miami and winning. Pulling the upset. Once again, Miami to me is overrated. Damari King, he had an all right game, 38 for 59, 388 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Once again, I just think Miami is not the real deal.
Yeah, they haven't looked good, and I will say I did see something on, I think it was on Twitter or something today, that he wasn't at practice or something, Damari King. So I don't know if that's injury related or whatnot, but they're saying he's not at practice the last couple of days. I'm not sure what's up with that. But Josh, you have any other games you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to talk about. I don't know if y'all remember Tulane only losing to 5 to Oklahoma, and they had a chance to win with the ball in their hand at the end of the game and choked it away. But anyway, they went to Ole Miss and got slobbered, 61-21, and Matt Corral had 3 passing touchdowns. And I want to say 3 rushing touchdowns or 4 rushing touchdowns. I think he had 7 touchdowns in that game. But his passing stats were 23 of 31 for 335 yards against the Tulane team. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But they are against a lot of circumstances. Tulane is not being able to be at home, staying in Birmingham.
Who's Ole Miss played so far? Maybe I just haven't. Are they ranked right now or what?
Yeah, they're ranked number 17.
Oh, man. See, I don't know. Maybe I just hadn't paid attention to them. I knew they played Tulane, and I knew they beat them.
Yeah, they have beat – I'll tell you who they beat real quick. They have beat Louisville 43-24, Austin Peay 54-17, and then Tulane 61-21, and now they got a week off to prepare for Alabama for next week.
Yeah. You seem really worried about the game. I mean,
Well,
what – you think? I mean, the spread's probably going to be what, 21, 24? Or you think it's going to be less? Or
yeah, I think it may be less.
Because you got to think Florida's was. Go ahead. Sorry.
I also want to say, I think it's kind of odd that you have an off week only 3 weeks into the season, and you're giving Lane Kiffin better time to prepare. But also on the other end of that, I wouldn't want my team to have an off week after 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing really good right now. They're on a roll. And, I just don't know. They're going to be well rested. They're not going to have any injuries. And, Alabama gets to play Southern Miss this weekend to kind of tune up for Ole Miss. And don't be surprised if Alabama beats Southern Miss like 60-0 because Nick Saban's pissed.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know he didn't want that game as a 2-point game over there in Florida. But, all right, well, let's go ahead and get to the play. Is there any more games? Did you guys have any more games y'all want to talk about?
I think I'm good.
I'm good.
All right, Bryson. Player of the week. Let's go for it. Bryson, we're going to you first.
Josh, feast your ears when I say this. We're going to go way off topic. We're going to go to a JUCO college. Tyler Junior College. Quarterback. General Booty. 38 for 56, 528 yards, and 8 touchdowns.
Say his name one more time.
General Booty. Shout out to General Booty. I mean, okay, granted, no one's watched that damn game, but he must be playing Madden on rookie. I don't know, but shout out to General Booty.
Bryson was so excited to tell us this pick all week.
Yeah, General Booty, man. I know who he is. I seen the stat line. Somebody said, yeah, he's got a sister, and her name is Major.
Oh, man.
But anyway, that's a crazy stat line right there. But I'm just gonna go with who I just said, Matt Corral. I think he's leading the Heisman race right now on Heisman odds.
Yeah, I mean he's got to, because I really don't know who else would be leading it. I mean, honestly.
And an honorable mention, Fresno State's quarterback.
Yep.
He's going off the chain right now too.
Yeah, and
LA.
Something we used to do, and we might bring it back. Me and Bryson used to do. Who is in the top? Who is y'all besides Matt Corral? I know you mentioned him. Who is y'all's top Heisman right now? You think?
General Booty.
Well, John, like seriously,
like Josh said, Fresno State quarterback Jake Harner. He went 39 for 53, 455 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, Matt Corral. He was my player of the week last week. I think he had 5 touchdowns.
Is there any others in the conversation, Josh, out there?
Auburn's running back Tank Bigsby, if they keep winning, to keep feeding him the ball.
Yeah.
Georgia's defensive lineman, number 99.
Yeah. Oh,
That
yeah.
that dude
yeah.
is huge.
Yeah, they're
Jordan
saying he's
Davis.
best defensive tackle in the country.
And they got another guy on their team, number 44. I can't think of his name right now, but he played at Upson Lee, which is the county next door to me.
Mm-hmm.
So he's real popular down here.
Gotcha. And I may bring that back when it gets later into the season.
Yeah, when it gets later in the season, probably week 6.
Bring back the Heisman. You know, y'all's top Heismans. That's what we used to do. We used to do the top 4 and the top Heismans we had. But let's go ahead and get into the upcoming games of the week. And if there's any games y'all want to talk about, you know, for the upcoming games, we can. But 12 p.m. we got Notre Dame and Wisconsin. Wisconsin's favored by 4.5. We'll go to Bryson. We're gonna go to Bryson. We're gonna keep going to Bryson. Bryson, who's your pick?
Well, Chris, I know you don't like them. I just play. I'm going Wisconsin. I guess I just think Notre Dame's one of those overrated teams, in my opinion. Cupcake Conference.
I don't know how this is only 4.5. I mean, I haven't seen much of Wisconsin, but I don't know. I just don't Notre Dame. I mean, Notre Dame's number 12, and they're undefeated, so you have to. I guess you have to respect them. But they just had. I mean, with Florida State going into overtime.
No respect from me over here. Like I said, Wisconsin.
Gotcha. Wisconsin minus 4.5. Josh, who you got?
All right, so I kind of like Jack Cohn for Notre Dame. I think he's a good guy. I think he's a pretty good quarterback. But the game's at Camp Randall, and that's going to be a tough environment, and they're going to be rowdy up there at 12 o'clock noon. I think it's going to be too much. Jack Cohn does have a quarterback rating of 54.6, which is not very good. And Wisconsin ranks 2nd in total defense. And about week 3 or week 4 is when I start really looking into the stats of the defense and offense because they played a few games. So a lot of my picks, I'm going to have a lot of the stats in there to kind of determine what my pick is. But, yeah, Wisconsin's 2nd in total defense, and they're only giving up 194 yards a game and only allowing 11.5 points a game. The Badgers cover.
Gotcha. Preston did go with the Badgers too, so it's a round of Wisconsin there. Let's get into the next game. Another 12 o'clock game, another rivalry game here. Kentucky, South Carolina. Kentucky minus 5.5. Bryson, I'm pretty sure I know who you got, but who you got?
You go and lock them in for me. Like I said, I think the Wildcats going to be a real deal this year. You know, I just, you know me. Like I said, that's going to be our 2nd loss of the season when we play them. So I got Kentucky.
Undercover Kentucky fan, I'm telling you. There he is.
Go Wildcats.
Josh, who you got?
All right, so the Wildcats are averaging 480 yards a game, and they're playing really, really well right now. South Carolina just played their hearts out and still got beat bad. Even with a few big plays, they still got beat bad. I look for Kentucky to cover easy in this game.
Kentucky to cover easy.
Yeah.
I think Preston also took Kentucky as well, so it's another round of Kentucky. They're not trying to catch back up with you, Josh, with the picking the same picks. All right, one game I added here. The only reason I added it because Georgia Tech did stay close with Carolina, even though it was a weather delay. I just figured, somebody might take Georgia Tech. North Carolina, Georgia Tech, North Carolina minus 9. Bryson, who you got?
Well, I got to say, Sam Howell, had a great game against Virginia. And, Georgia Tech, they did do their thing against Clemson. But I don't think they can do it again this week against North Carolina, so I'm going to go North Carolina.
Gotcha. Josh, who you got?
All right, so North Carolina is 6th in the nation in total offense for 553 yards a game, which is a lot, 42 points a game. Georgia Tech's giving up 17.7 points a game. Something's got to give right here. North Carolina has a balanced attack, really balanced attack, 307 yards passing and 246 rushing yards a game. I think North Carolina covers the spread, and Howell has found his groove.
Yeah, I don't think Georgia Tech – I know you said 17 points a game, so it's not that many. You don't think Georgia Tech can slow them down, huh?
No, I don't. And I am, like he is a closet Kentucky fan. That Georgia Tech's my 2nd favorite team.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm a Georgia fan, and it's weird because I don't mind Georgia Tech. I don't know. I like triple option.
I got my picture taken when I was younger with Nomar Garcia-Parra and Jason Veritek. I don't know if you know who those people are.
Boston Red Sox. Yep.
Yeah, but they both played at Georgia Tech. And then
really?
at my high school, Keith Brooking, I know you know who that is.
Falcons, yep.
Yeah, he played at Tech, and he went to my high school, and my granddad's an engineer from Tech. So I'm kind of a Tech fan, too. I like Tech, and I think they're headed in the right direction. I just think North Carolina's going to be too much for them Saturday.
Gotcha. We'll get into the next game here, too. I think it's a 2 p.m. game, Nebraska, Michigan State. Michigan State, after a big win, they're favored by 4 against Nebraska. Oh, Preston, last game. Let's see. Preston had North Carolina, by the way. But, Bryson, what's your thoughts on Nebraska and Michigan State? Michigan State's favored by 4.
Well, coming off a big win against Miami, I think they're going to keep the train rolling. I'll go with Michigan State.
Taking the favorites. We're taking the favorites here. Josh, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the same thing, man. Nebraska played well against Oklahoma, but I think Sparty will be too much with their offensive scoring 40 points a game. Nebraska giving up to close to 350 yards a game. I look for the Spartans to cover.
Gotcha. All right, well, here's the game. The only game, honestly, not the only game, but one of the games I want to see this week. 3:30 p.m., big game of the week. Texas A&M, Arkansas. I think, A&M's minus 5.5. Bryson, I know you're excited to this game. I'm sure you're rooting for Arkansas. Who you got?
Correct me if I'm wrong. A&M's coming to Arkansas, right?
They're playing in Dallas.
Pretty
sure that game's in Dallas.
I'm not sure. I forgot to write it down.
Honestly, I mean, I don't think, I was just asking, but A&M ain't, hasn't really impressed me that, the past 2 games only winning 10-7 to Colorado, and they only put up 36 against who they played this weekend or last weekend?
New Mexico.
Correct, thank you. And only put 36 up. They're not really impressing me. Arkansas, I mean, hell, they're playing, good college football, so I'm going to go to Arkansas.
Gotcha. Josh.
Yes, the game is in AT&T Stadium, which is kind of weird for a middle of the season game, but or beginning of the season. But A&M's averaging 437 yards a game. Their starting quarterback is hurt, and I'm not sold on the new quarterback. Don't think they had him ready. Arkansas looks to be a good team, riding the momentum from that Texas win. A lot of confidence right now in those guys, and the defense is stout, only giving up 16 points a game. And conference play starts for both of these teams. So it's going to be a wake-up call for one of them, and I think it's going to be a wake-up call for big money Jimbo Fisher. I think he's going to go down. I think Arkansas is going to win straight up. I'm picking Arkansas.
Gotcha. Would y'all pick them outright? If y'all were betting people, would y'all pick them outright, y'all think?
Yeah, mainly because Texas A&M's quarterback, the one they wanted to go with all year, he went down, and I just don't think that other guy's ready.
Gotcha. So Preston, he did have Michigan State last pick, and he had Arkansas. So we might go all the way around the board. Nobody moving this week. Y'all either just gonna go all down together or all up together. We'll see.
It got me second guessing some of my picks if they're picking the same ones.
I know. Hey, Clay, you might not want to pick this week. I know I don't know why he picked Bryson's picks last week to go for. If he did, he lost. I told him he should have went with Josh.
I apologize.
Yeah, Bryson, what you got to say about that for Clay? Clay, you made him lose his parlay card.
Clay, I apologize, but I'm going to tell you this right now. Trust me this week.
Trust you this week. You're going with Josh. I got you. All right, let's get into the next game. You got West Virginia, Oklahoma. Oklahoma's minus 16.5. Did you had this game on there too, didn't you, Josh? You wrote this game to me? Okay, I was about to say I remember this game. Bryson, any thoughts on this one? Who you picking?
Oklahoma, last couple of games to me has not been impressive, and they're not looking like a top 4 team in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with the Coal Miners.
Coal Miners. Is that what West Virginia is? I didn't even know that.
Years.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That's all there is in West Virginia, coal mines. So, yeah, they're coal miners up there, but they're West Virginia miners.
I'm just letting you know now. This one will be clipped. The coal miners. Okay, I'm letting you know now. This one will be clipped, and this one will be probably be the TikTok video of the week. Josh, who you got? You got them coal miners, or you got the Sooners?
What the fuck is a Sooner? All right. So here we go. Bryson, I'm thinking he's copying my paper over here. Oklahoma's yet to impress me. This is a huge point spread.
I will say Preston did pick Oklahoma. That's going to change it for me.
Will this game be the game that Oklahoma puts it all together? One game they'll show up for offense and look good. Then the next game their offense won't look good and their defense will look all right. Until they do, I can't go take them with this big of a point spread. If it was maybe 7 or 10, that might be more enticing. But 16.5, and the Mountaineers are coming off. I mean, they have enough offense to hang with them coming off a big win versus Virginia Tech. I think that was a big statement win for West Virginia beating Virginia Tech. And keep an eye out for this running back, Letty Brown, for West.
My cousin.
The running game can help Lincoln Riley's offense stay off the field. I think West Virginia does what they can to control the clock and control the ball. And Letty Brown, from the old coal miner from West Virginia.
Yes, sir, son.
Go run his way out of the mine and into the Heisman talk.
Oh God, that's I'm telling you right now. That's the only thing I heard out of that was coal miners. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So what you can put down is me and Josh got coal miners this weekend.
Yeah, we're going with the coal miners.
Hey, coal miners. Hey, they'd be a mean football team. I might have to bring that team into the league. Anyway, Preston did go with Oklahoma there, so we do have one different pick here. Last game here, unless y'all want to add another game or anything, we got Clemson, North Carolina State. Or NC State into North Carolina State, Clemson, -10. Bryson, who you got?
I'm gonna go. Clemson coming off, not looking too hot against Georgia Tech. I think they bounced back this weekend. I'm picking Clemson.
I think I got a weird feeling Josh is going to be different here, and he's going to take North Carolina State. I don't know why. Who's North Carolina State played so far? But go ahead. We can talk about that in a second. Josh, who you got?
All right, so here's what I wrote down. Clemson took the Yellow Jackets lightly, and it almost cost them. The defense stepped up at the end. I think Clemson's defense is yet to give up an offensive touchdown. I look for Dabo to rally his team and to come out with an impressive showing. North Carolina State is too one-dimensional, and it's too one-dimensional to test Clemson's defense. I think Clemson covers. And, in fact, I think Clemson is going to try to climb their way back up into the talks for the playoffs.
Gotcha.
And they're going to have to do it with this win here.
Yeah, you don't want to face a team like this going off, after they just had a close game with a team that's not that good. It's kind of like facing if Tampa Bay just lost to, somebody that's not too good. You wouldn't want to face Brady there. But, lock of the week. Bryson.
What's Preston's pick?
Oh, yeah, Preston's pick. He picked Clemson. He picked Clemson. That's his team. Well, actually, I didn't mention it earlier, but Preston's player of the week. I don't know if anybody's got these stats or saw it, but he did pick Michigan State's quarterback, Peyton Thorne. He didn't give me no stats. I don't know what he finished with.
Peyton Thorne with 18 for 31, 261 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Gotcha. Over the big win. Okay. And I'll go ahead and I'll mention Preston's lock of the week. And I think it might be Bryson's too. I would say his lock of the week is Arkansas plus 5.5. He says they're going to win outright. That's his lock of the week. Bryson, who you got?
I have to disagree with him right there. I go with my lock of the week. Go Wildcats, baby.
Wildcats. What are they? -5.5. I like his better, personally. I don't know. We'll see. Josh, me and Josh is different. Well, I told Preston his lock of the week on NFL was bad, so we'll see. It might not be the Raiders, but go ahead, Josh. Who's your lock of the week?
My lock of the week is going to be the North Carolina Tar Heels.
North Carolina Tar Heels.
Georgia Tech. I think Georgia Tech's heartbroken. I don't think they're going to come out and play really well. I think North Carolina's rolling. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Before we get into the top four, is there any other games this week, y'all could see being close, or any other games that, are exciting to y'all this week that y'all looked at?
We're facing Florida's facing Tennessee this weekend.
I almost put that game in there. I almost did. Because I kind of want to see what Tennessee can do.
Every other year that this game's a little sketchy for us. They always put up a battle, but I think this Florida team's mad. They're pissed off. Losing by 3. I think they're going to whip that ass this weekend. I think they're going to put up at least about, I'm thinking 50 to 60 points.
Where is this game?
If I'm not mistaken, it should be at Knox.
I think it's in Knoxville. I'm pretty sure because that was the team. I'm pretty sure it's in Tennessee, but I'm not sure. I don't know what the spread is on either. I'm not gonna make y'all.
It's Tennessee at Florida. It's in Ben Hill Griffin in the swamp.
It is.
Yeah, I'm not giving Tennessee a chance there. If it was at home, I will give them a chance. I think I kind of agree with what Bryson's talking about Florida being kind of ticked off. But at the same time, when you lose a close one like that, you're kind of disappointed. And but yeah, I look for Florida to win big because Tennessee's not that good.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was trying to see what the spread was. I don't know what the spread was on that game.
Speaking about the Florida Tennessee game, I don't know if y'all heard what the Tennessee coach said when they beat Tennessee Tech this weekend. He said that was a warm up for against Florida.
Yeah.
Good luck.
You don't think that's going to be a class? I don't know. I got a weird feeling.
That's a 20-point spread, man.
I think honestly, if I almost put in there because I think at 20 points, I think I would take Tennessee.
I also want to talk about another press conference. South Carolina's what's his name?
Awesome.
Something Beamer.
Yeah. That was a badass.
He went off talking about Georgia's defense. He said they got 100 5-star players over there.
Yeah,
what is there to talk about? What is there to talk about? And sometimes these freaking media guys are just dumb.
The best part of that whole press conference at the very end, where he was like, "Damn."
Yeah, damn. Like some of these. Why are you asking questions like that? It's very obvious of what the problem was against Georgia. It's very obvious that they do have. And then they got Will Muschamp. Did you see Missouri's coach made a tweet about it being unfair that Georgia probably does have the best defense ever, and it's unfair that they have Will Muschamp on the staff.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I did see the South Carolina one though. That was funny. It's kind of like the one. What was the press conference last night? They asked Aaron Rodgers that stupid question about him. He got into the reporter about the whole him not trying situation or whatever. They were talking about him not trying. He just kind of rolled his eyes at him. He said he don't care really. I can't remember what he said, but anyway, y'all's so we're gonna go to the final segment. Y'all's top 4. Preston didn't give me his top 4, but I'm sure it's gonna be somewhat similar. We'll let him go back to that next week. He will hopefully be back next week, I would think. But Bryson, what's your top 4 of the week?
I'm going Crimson Tide, season. Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going the Dogs. Now I'm going Oregon Ducks. Now I'm putting Florida Gators at 4. I just playing. I got Penn State at 4.
Penn State at 4. So nobody not respecting Iowa there. Who you got, Josh?
That's who I have at 4 is Iowa.
And then all other teams.
And then Oregon, then Georgia, then Alabama. And
gotcha.
And I do think Georgia's probably playing the best right now. But, if Alabama would have won at home, yeah. If they would have won by 2, it'd be maybe a different story. But it's something else playing in the swamp. And Alabama hadn't been down there since 2011.
And Georgia fans, I had a Georgia fan one sitting next to me at the when we were watching the game the other week, said that Alabama should drop because of that law. Dude, they face the number 11 team in the country. It's not like, and they face a good school. In Florida. It's not like they face somebody bad. That was number 11. Alabama shouldn't drop. Alabama
you can't hear yourself think on that field.
Yeah, exactly.
And Bryce Young never got rattled. Like there was any time for any quarterback to get rattled, and I don't know. The only other quarterback that I can think of in recent history for Alabama that wouldn't have got rattled would have been Jalen Hurts. But those two have the same mentality of being cool and calm and not really getting rattled.
That's scary. That really is scary. Him not, just playing this game, don't cut everything out, and just being cool, calm, collective, and balling out, man. That's scary.
And he answered the bell. The offense had to bail the defense out, and he answered the bell and drove the field and scored.
Gotcha, yeah. And honestly, looking at all these other teams, with Florida and Clemson mixed in, I think Florida or Clemson's going to get back in there. I really do. Unless Florida's got to play Georgia. That's what's going to hurt them, and they got to face Kentucky, like Bryson said. And it ain't got a walkover game this week, in my opinion. But it probably will be a walkover game. But I don't think it's going to be the point spread like it is. I think it might be a little bit closer than that. But yeah. Is there any other thoughts going into week 4?
Yeah, well, I do a top 25 for my my radio show that I work for, with Stream City Top 25, and I moved Florida up from where I had them the week before. I think I had them at 12 the week before, and they moved up to number 10.
I think they should move up after. I really do. I think they should move, especially over Ohio State. They have them, Ohio State. I think they should be ahead of Ohio State, really. And
well, I don't have them ahead of Ohio State right now. I got them ahead of Clemson.
Oh, really?
But I'm high on Ole Miss. I got them at 12.
High on Ole Miss. I can tell you're not ready for Ole Miss in a couple weeks. Well, not this week, but next week, huh?
Well, I mean, they're the only school to beat Nick Saban back to back in 2015 and 16. Like and that was without Lane Kiffin. And Lane Kiffin and our defensive coordinator Pete Golding, Lane Kiffin on his worst day, drunk with one eye closed, is still a better play caller than our defensive coordinator Pete Golding. Like this dude, I don't know what Nick Saban's love affair with this guy is, but that defense, the defensive schemes he was calling, 2 high safety all fucking day against Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, I was ready to come through the screen on that dude, man. I was looking up his address. Well, man, come on, man. Let's throw some man to man. Stop doing this too deep safety zone stuff, man.
Gotcha. Well, my parents are about to come in just a second. But is there any other thoughts on the week, before I end it here?
I love college football.
It has been good. It has. NFL's been good too.
More than Christmas.
I tell you, people been asking me, hey, you want to do this? Hey, you want to do this on the weekend? Bryson and them want to go play golf on Sunday or something. And I was like, Bryson would play golf. I was like, no, I'm watching football all day long.
I don't care about NFL.
Yeah, I know you don't, but I do. So, gotcha.
Yes, sorry.
All right, well, that's going to end it. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate the few people that's watching us. Peace.